So here we are, guys. We're taking another updated look at the Demonology Warlock, and goddamn, is this thing fun to fucking play. So, just in retrospect, guys, if you don't play one on live, yeah, you have Metamorphosis on live. It increases the mobility by a ton. It is really fun to play on live. That's why I play my lock as Demonology. Because to be quite honest, live Destruction, it is pretty damn strong, but it's boring. Affliction, same thing. It's kind of boring on live. What you're really looking at, though, in Demonology right now is the fact that, yeah, you don't get to pop in and out of demon form anymore. What do you get to do? Well, you get to summon an ass-load of demons. And when I say an ass-load, I mean, I think there was one time I had like almost 13 imps up and my fell puppies and just ungodly amounts, guys. And this is what makes it fun. You do have a rotation of what you're doing on this, and basically what you're gonna see me doing is I will do anywhere between 3 and 5. I'll end up casting Hand of Gul'dan, and I'll basically space it out so I can end up using my Fellstalkers. Alright? Just so I can keep constantly having these up. And as I do it, I'm also mixing in the Demonic Empowerment, guys. And what that's going to do is it's going to increase your demon's haste, and it's also increasing their health. And once you feel like you've got enough built up on there, you're going to want to end up using Thelkial's Consumption, or whatever the hell it's called. Basically what it's going to do is take, I believe it's 10% health from each one of your demons that's up there, and it's going to blast the fuck out of your target. And when I say blast the fuck out of your target, I mean this thing does amazing damage. But you don't want to use it unless you have Empowered Demon up, because that's going to increase the health. It's going to take 10% health from each demon. So just remember, don't waste it if you don't have it empowered. It's a great gameplay style, guys. And I also end up playing Demon Bolt, because 30% damage per demon that's up is insane. Yeah, I could have gone Beholder, but the Beholder looks absolutely sick also, guys. I gotta say, they've done another improvement on it, and now instead of it looking like Duramumu, or whatever the hell that guy is, Duramu, in Throne of Thunder, I believe that's the raid he's in, don't quote me, it's all kind of a blur. I actually said Guardian Druid came out in WAD in another video, and yeah, I got called out on it. I completely spaced that it did happen in Mist of Pandaria when they split the specs. So, but the way this is playing, Demon Bolt, 30% increased damage. It basically does what Shadow Bolt does, but it does 30% increased damage per demon that's out, and it does a fuck ton of damage. It was always my top damage because of this, and the minions and the demons and just keeping everything out there, and then timing your Thelkial is just right. It's an amazing gameplay, guys. There's a lot of feel, a lot of structure, and I really, going from playing Demonology in live, guys, I thought, man, this thing is going to get so fucking raped. It's absolutely going to get destroyed. What are we going to do? Well, it didn't. It didn't get butchered. It actually came out with a good playstyle. They wanted to use Metamorphosis, where it does fit the Demon Hunter playstyle a little bit more, because Illidan, he always ended up doing the change. And it was kind of weird having Demon Hunters in the first place doing the whole Illidan change, even though it was a demonic presence. Now that Demon Hunter is a class, I can see why they would want to use it out there. But they did a good job of reforming it and building it up. So what are you doing here, guys? Basically, you're going to throw Doom up. It doesn't do any damage or anything till after, I believe it's 14 seconds. Might be 15 seconds reduced by haste. Again, I'm not 100% sure on how long that does, but it doesn't do any damage until after it is completely done. It's like old school Doom. When it does do damage, it's going to give you a soul shard, and it does a pretty decent amount of damage. It's nothing to really get hyped about damage-wise, but what you're looking at is that soul shard. So how do you end up playing this class? Okay, you've got a single target rotation, obviously, and then you got an AoE rotation. Yeah, the thing that makes the demons crackle, it looks good, but the damage on it really sucks. I play more of a single target rotation in just about anything, but what can you do differently other than keeping your demons up and playing it that way and just doing the single target? Well, you can spec it a little different to where when you cast Hand of Gul'dan, it'll actually drop Doom on everything that ends up getting hit. And, well, what does this say for us? Well, it's going to put Doom on everything, and then you can end up going Beholder, alright? And then have Beholder attack everything with Doom, and then once that Doom pops, you're going to end up being at full shards. So, if you do have multiple targets, that may be a better way to play than what I'm doing right now, using Demon Bolt and everything else. But because of the way I'm playing it, I felt better with Demon Bolt, and it just seemed to play well. I was topping the meters. And even though this is alpha, guys, damage is subject to change. But I enjoyed it because I would end up building up. I would make sure that I kept my Fellstalkers on cooldown. I do have a talent that makes it to where they're free. And then anywhere between 3 and 5 soul shards, I would cast Hand of Gul'dan and make sure they were always empowered. Basically, between my demon bolts, and if I ended up bringing up any new demons, I would always hit Empower right afterwards just to make sure. It didn't matter what it was, just to make sure that they were empowered. Because, guys, this is where your damage is from now. It's not you that's doing the damage. It's your pets. It's your imps. I did have one simple problem with this, and you'll see it coming up real soon. But whenever Helya ends up coming up in front, the Felguard just stops attacking. He lost pathing. So they need to do a little bit of a fix on the pet still. Everything else worked great. But the Felguard, you'll notice it here in a few minutes, he actually just completely stops doing anything. He stands there next to me. I try and command him to go forward, and he just kind of stands there and derps out. So, just think of it as, again, that's probably more or less an alpha glitch. They'll get it fixed. But this thing plays nice. You build a nice, decent shield. You got some good survivability. The survivability is not as good as destruction by any means. Destruction, having that build up, automatic ramp up of the shield is pretty awesome. But this is playing way better than destruction. It's got more. I'm not gonna say more damage. It's about the same, with a little bit of an edge if you play it well. But this has so much going on. It is so fun, guys. How's it going to do in a raid environment? I'm not 100% sure because of the mobility stuff. But being able to sit here and just nuke down on this chick was absolutely insane. And it was fun. I mean, it was real fun. Now, the Felguard's attacking there, but you'll see after the first knockback, it kind of goes and stops. But all in all, guys, this spec was enjoyable. All the way through and through, it was enjoyable. You've got your Doom Guard. He's a cooldown unless you spec to actually keep him up, which if you do that, I don't want to hear anything. I mean, it might be a good increase, but I don't see why it would be, because that also gives you a way of bursting your Thelkials, having the extra demon. Later on down the road, maybe it'll be worth it, but I have always been a fan of Felguard, and I'm not going to lose a 3-minute cooldown for a shit talent, in my opinion. Some people may disagree, but that's the way it goes. And here you can see, this is where the Felguard just, it gave up, man. It stopped its life. It lost path. It won't do anything anymore. It's just standing there. So, they gotta fix some of the little bugs with it. But guys, this thing is playing immaculate. I enjoy the shit out of this. I wish I could get faster DPS queues with this thing, because I'm enjoying it almost as much as I am my Elemental Shaman, and my Ele Shaman is my main. Second in line is my Demonology Warlock, and then my Holy Priest. And guess what, guys? My lineup's probably not going to change much from live to now. It's more than likely going to be those three consecutively in a row, yet again, and for good reason. Holy Priest is ungodly now. It's kind of shit in live, because everyone can out-heal you, because they want your mastery to do the ticking. Well, now your mastery is God mode, so is prayer mending. And everything just seems to be mixing really, really well for Holy. And then you've got Demonology Warlocks, where they kind of, they took away a lot, but in the same time, they really gave it a good buff. They made it to where you've got all kinds of stuff. Demo, if you play it well on live, it can still do some insane numbers, guys. So just something to think about. And Ellie is, dude, taking that shot cooldowns. I mean, my lineup's not changing at all. I'm still going to be running those three as my main characters. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it got a lot out there. Demo is rocking its shit, and again, like usual, if you did enjoy it, go ahead and throw it a like, hit a subscribe, and I'll always try and get you the best content as soon as it's available. Thanks again, guys.